Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
$11:03 on The Lock Shop. Thank you very much for being here today. Dusty with you. Hustle be by shortly as well. And hey, if you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for The Lock Shop. If you've not yet subbed to the channel, we appreciate that. And hey, if you like the stuff, but you're like, I can't watch it all day and I can't listen on TuneIn or iHeart because I'm busy at work, subscribe to the podcast of The Lock Shop as well, and you can go back and listen at your leisure. I mean, you can also watch at your leisure as well over here. A great hangout today. Oh, it's fun having Keith Flaming around. He's probably still hanging around here talking prospects. Hey, what a guy. We've got two guys and a goalie coming up. EST afternoons from 1 until 3, and then 3 to 6 tonight. The Reed Wilkins show will be live from Bellinskona, and then Reed will be joining me and the Ford brothers on a live stream tonight at 6:45 right here on our YouTube channel as well. So if you can't make it down to Bellinskona, please join us on the YouTube stream tonight. You can ask questions, and should be a pretty good day. I know Reed and Jay will be down 3 o'clock, so if you want to swing by before the event tonight, pop in, have a bevy at Bellinskona. It's a great place. If you haven't been there yet, it's a pretty good spot. And then, tonight, the event gets going around 6-ish, and they'll send it over to myself, Trey and Tyrell Ford, and Reed at 6:45-ish. And we'll go for about 45 minutes on a little sort of hot stove with the four of us. Should be a pretty good time. Let's bring in a guy who is from the city where Tyrell Ford came from. I had a great season this year with the Bombers. He's going to be live on our channel tonight, Huss. How much will they miss him?
I think they'll miss him quite a bit. I mean, he was a ratio breaker. I mean, you got a Canadian that comes in that played at such a high level. Now, listen, the Bombers in the past have done a great job at finding DBs.
They have. I
mean, there'll be a bunch of dudes that we've never heard of that'll be coming into camp, and by week 6 or week 7, we'll be going, where the heck did they find this guy? But in all likelihood, they won't be Canadians. So, listen, you pay a premium for a Canadian at that position, but the guy's a hell of an athlete. And listen, I think it'll be a really cool story to see the brothers play together there in Edmonton. I think when we knew that his bro was sticking around in Edmonton, that there was a real possibility that they might try and be together. I was hoping that we might get the other guy to come here for a year and then take over for Zach Collaros at the end of the season. But hey, they're the Ford boys are in Edmonton, and I think that's exciting for Elks fans. I know there's a lot of steam that to really see the quarterback get the run, and now he's got a tag team partner on the other side of the ball.
Do you think do you think Zach has 1 year left? Think there's more juice to be squeezed there? Or is it just 1 year for Zach?
I mean, I kind of thought that when he signed this contract up until the end of this season, that was the plan. I mean, I wouldn't rule anything out. I mean, but if you just seen, I mean, at his age right now with the hits that he's taken, he's in a spot that this is a huge year for the organization, hosting the Grey Cup. For Zach in particular to get over the hump of the rough Grey Cup games in recent years, I think is going to be the total focus. But I don't really think, I'd be surprised at least if he was planning on playing beyond this season. But again, you have a great year and then the money's right. Anything can happen.
He went from a guy who we were like, I'm not sure he should step on the field anymore due to his health, to a second half Hall of Fame career, which is an all-time turnaround in the CFL.
I tell this story all the time. We were live on the air on 1290 the day of the trade deadline. And the deadline was at, I think, 3 o'clock Winnipeg time. We got the release of that trade at 3:58. Like everyone thought that it was done. There was nothing else to happen. And then they get Zach Collaros. And I remember it was a conditional first round pick. And I think that was based on him signing, I believe. And was it maybe winning the Grey Cup or getting there? I just remember saying, well, listen, if the Bombers actually end up giving a first round pick for this guy, you'll know something really good has happened. But it seemed like he was just basically insurance at that time. A couple weeks later, he gets in that final game of the season against Calgary, throws that pass to Darvin Adams. that sort of woke everybody up. We, of course, were all in Regina at the time for the Heritage Classic. So, I mean, the bar is full of Winnipeg and Calgary people for the game. It's Winnipeg and Calgary playing the game. And, I think after the injury to Matt Nichols, it really sort of felt like, the Bombers' opportunity had passed. And that pass started just a magical run for Zach that led to a championship. And as I said, the end of the last 3 seasons has been really disappointing. I mean, I think they've been capable of more, and it didn't have their best, including Zach. But his chapter in Winnipeg history, Winnipeg Blue Bomber history, is a really special one. And if this is his final year, they certainly would love nothing more than to go out on top.
All right, it is Nielsen and Huss with you here on the Lock Shop. Good times in Winnipeg right now. Hey, us little streak snappers last night.
Yeah, that was a clinic last night at Canada Life Center by the Winnipeg Jets. I was a little freaked out when I got to the game and realized that Nikolai Ehlers was out again. They really seemed to miss him on Saturday night against Utah. And listen, they missed him last night. I mean, the team wasn't maybe as offensively potent, but they squeezed the St. Louis Blues for the full 60 minutes. I mean, the Blues literally had nothing going on. I mean, Connor Hellebuck, that might have been the most boring game he's ever played, which is saying something for a team that's going to win another Jennings Trophy. It was an absolute masterclass when it comes to the Winnipeg Jets style of hockey. That looked like a team that was very much ready for the playoffs. And listen, I know St. Louis has had a couple big wins against Colorado over the course of that 12-game streak. The only other playoff team that they beat was Montreal. So I think they moved up a weight class last night, and the Jets kind of emphatically let everybody know that they're gunning for first place in the Central, the West, and they're hoping that the playoffs are going to run through Winnipeg once the puck drops. And now, I mean, our entire focus goes into Thursday night in Dallas. Although I guess we'll see whether Dallas can keep pace with Winnipeg tonight when they take on the Vancouver Canucks.
So the Jets, as of this point, would sort of be viewed as the final boss in the West right now. If they're the final boss, who's the number 2 contender? Is it Dallas for you? Undoubtedly. I know they've been chasing the Jets, but come playoff time, is Dallas the team that you think is the other team to beat in the West?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think a lot of people think that the Jets are the final boss. Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to prove that come playoff.
So who would be the final boss in the West? And that's interesting. Well, if it's not the first place team, who, like, Dallas has been to a conference finals 2 years in a row. I mean, Edmonton was the come out, like, what is it?
If Winnipeg gets first place, I really think that the favorite is probably going to be the winner of the Dallas-Colorado series. I mean, whichever of those teams win. I mean, right now, I believe they both got shorter odds than the Jets to win the Cup. Listen, we got to put the Vegas Golden Knights in there. And I mean, I guess depending on what the Oilers look like coming into the playoffs, I mean, no one's going to be sleeping on them. It's fascinating. I mean, you can make a real argument that I honestly, pretty much every team that is making the playoffs. I mean, if you believe in the wild card teams, maybe not as much Minnesota.
I don't think Minnesota can do it, but I think the other 7 teams have to be considered to come out of the West.
St. Louis will need to be better than they were last night if they're going to, but we've seen them, get hot and go on a run. And I mean, they're a good team. They're very well coached. They'll be a difficult out. But to me, the top 3 teams, Edmonton, Vegas, and we cannot forget about LA. I mean, I think LA could absolutely go on a run. I mean, they're built for the playoffs right now. It seems like the way that team is set up. And then obviously Winnipeg, Colorado, Dallas. If any of those teams went through to the conference final or to the Central, I don't think anybody would be surprised. So, I mean, we can call what a favorite is. I basically just look
we do have the odds right now. I'm looking at them right now. Winnipeg has the 5th best odds coming out of the West. Yeah, Dallas is plus 275. Colorado and Edmonton are both plus 450. Vegas also 450, then the Jets 550, and then the Kings down at 13-1. And to be honest with you, I'd probably bump the Kings closer up to the rest of that group.
Oh, me too.
Like, that's a big drop off. I don't
win the West is crazy actually for LA.
Yeah. 13-1 for the Kings.
The wild thing is, I mean, there's no chalky favorite at all. I mean, Dallas is, has a little bit better of a number than Colorado. But would anybody be surprised if Colorado beat Dallas in the first round?
No, I mean, not with the way those two teams are playing.
Series price, assuming Dallas, if these two teams play, Dallas will have home ice. Like, what do you think the series price will be on that? Like, I don't think
minus 120.
Yeah, maybe minus 120 and even money on Colorado.
Yeah,
like, I can't
that's what I would think.
Being much bigger than that.
No,
which is why it's kind of interesting that Dallas is plus 275 and Colorado is right there with Edmonton and Vegas at plus 450. But listen, Dallas, if they get Heiskanen back, which they're expecting to do, and Tyler Seguin, that's a huge, huge boost to them. But I mean, Colorado's stacked. They look great since the deadline. And listen, there's going to be some really good teams that are going home after round one. That's just the facts as we get into the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Over in the East right now, the Washington Capitals are fourth best odds. Florida, 2-1, so better odds than Dallas at the top of the West. Carolina is 4-1. Tampa Bay's plus 475, and Washington is 5-1. Toronto 6-1, and then we see the drop down to Ottawa, New Jersey. The Rangers are plus 3,000. Montreal is plus 8,000, and Montreal is ahead of them somewhat comfortably in a playoff spot right now.
The only thing I can make sense of that number is that they believe that if the Rangers do get in, they've got the talent, and maybe most importantly, they've got the goaltender.
Yeah.
Like Shesterkin could just go crazy for 3 rounds, and maybe they could win the West. I'll be honest, I don't think either of those teams are going to be around for long once they play the Capitals in the first round. I know there's some people that, much like people who doubted the Jets season, the same thing's happening with Washington right now. I mean, they're not getting pushed like the Jets are by Dallas.
You almost need like a disrespect parlay where the Capitals and Jets make the Stanley Cup final.
Well, it's pretty wild for teams that have been at the top of the league all season. All season. They're
fourth and fifth in their respective conferences as far as playoff odds go.
Although, you know what's wild, dude? So the Caps are 5-1 to win the East, behind Tampa, Carolina, and the Panthers. But they have shorter odds to win the Cup than both Carolina and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Or like they're plus 850 to win the Cup. Carolina's 9-1.
Oh yeah. Well, that just doesn't make sense.
10-1. So that's interesting. I guess if you are thinking that right now, the Caps to win the East at 5-1 is pretty good value considering what you're seeing on them to win the Cup at plus 850.
Anyway, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And if you're watching over on YouTube, you can chime in there as well. So the Jets win last night. Go ahead, Huss. Where are we going to get to?
Just one more thing on these odds. I would not suggest you put any cash down on the Rangers at 30-1 to win the East, because you can still get them at 17-1 just to make the playoffs. So like that's, I would say if you're high on the Rangers, you think that they can make it, don't worry about winning 3 rounds. Take just about more than half of that number and jump on them at 17-1 to win the race for the wild card, catch Montreal and get there. That being said, they're going to have a lot of work to do right now. And we'll get into the games for tonight in a minute. But going into tonight's action, they are 6 points back of the Montreal Canadiens, and both teams have 5 games remaining.
Is there a head-to-head in there? I haven't looked at the Habs schedule here.
The Rangers finish up with
no head-to-head.
Philly, at the Islanders, at Carolina, at Florida, home to Tampa Bay.
Oh,
Ow. Stick a fork in them. They are so done.
The Habs get Detroit, Ottawa, Toronto, Chicago, and Carolina.
Well, especially after they got smoked again. I mean, their last 2 games on home ice, they got shut out 4-0 by Jersey, and they just got pumped 5-1 by the Lightning. We probably shouldn't even be wasting time talking about the Rangers right now, to be honest with you.
That is true. That is true. Do you want to stick with hockey? Should we keep rolling with hockey?
Yeah.
We might as well.
Definitely.
Hey, we got some other things that we can definitely get to, but I've got the starting goalies for tonight's slate, so let's dive into these. As always, pretty good Tuesday night slate here. So lots of options for us. Ottawa and Columbus tonight. Forsberg confirmed to go for the Sens. Merzlikins will go for the Blue Jackets. Spencer Knight starts for Chicago. They are in Pittsburgh tonight. Tristan Jarry will go for the Penguins. It'll be Markstrom versus Swayman, with the Boston Bruins rolling into New Jersey. Another big game for the Habs. Samuel Montembeault will get the start for Montreal. Cam Talbot on the road for the Red Wings. Toronto and Florida tonight. Bobrovsky will go for the Florida Panthers. Joseph Wall locked in for the Maple Leafs. James Reimer will start at home for Buffalo. Carolina's in town to face the Sabres tonight. Kochetkov will go for the Hurricanes. Casey DeSmith starts at home for Dallas. Demko unconfirmed for the Canucks. Islanders and Preds, both goaltenders listed as likely at this point, but Sorokin and Justus Anunen for the Nashville Predators. Vamelka likely for Utah. Seattle has Grubauer unconfirmed. Wedgwood will start for Colorado. Aiden Hill unconfirmed at this point for Vegas. We got a couple really big games tonight in the National Hockey League, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, man, no kidding. I mean, we're coming down. I mean, obviously this Toronto-Florida game is massive. Now, there is a scenario that we wake up tomorrow morning and we're talking about the Ottawa Senators being tied with the Panthers. Was it you that was saying about the biz with
it was yesterday. We're like, and now apparently Florida's got their guys in the lineup tonight for this one. But yeah,
well,
I mean, if what's that?
I see Barkov's back.
Yeah, but I think aren't Reinhart and Bennett also playing? They sat last game. I thought I saw that this morning. I could be wrong.
Just looking at on the injuries. Reinhart, yes. Bennett, like DFO is saying that Bennett is out.
Okay, but Reinhart is in.
Kachuk's on the IR. Yeah, it looks like that. Reinhart, Barkov, and Verhaeghe top line back together. Okay. Marchand playing with Lundell and Luosterainen.
So they got a few bodies back for this last.
You know who's on the third line today?
Yes, the Puljujärvi, buddy.
It'll warm your heart. He
played top six the other night when all those guys were out. 5 shots on goal, 5 hits. I mean, what do you want? They crashing and banging, put pucks on net.
I had no idea he was still in the NHL.
Yeah.
I thought that he was in like Finland or something like that.
No, he signed in Florida. They're looking for that one sort of missing piece to take them back to the Stanley Cup final.
Yes.
And that's why they signed him. He's been with their American League team until they got banged up here recently, and then he slid up. He's still finding his way. It would be pretty funny if they were to win the cup and he got a ring, and I could be on the show being like, Stanley Cup champion, yes, to Puljujärvi. Like, it would be kind of a victory lap for your boy Dusty on the Nielsen show. It'd be
hey, you know what? You've always been a Yesy Puljujärvi believer. Still remember, we were sitting right beside each other at the draft then when Columbus took PLD.
Yeah.
I look over and Dusty's like, what? We're getting Puljujärvi.
I was stunned. I was stunned that he lasted to them at 4, man. I'll never forget. Yeah, you're right. We were sitting there and I was just like, that was that was pretty good. All right, so we do. I mean, that's a big game tonight. I'm intrigued a lot. I mean, Colorado Vegas should be an interesting game tonight with 2 teams that are destined to probably have some playoff success. So those are the 2 biggest ones, I guess, that jump off the page tonight. But a meaningful game for Ottawa for sure. The Habs would like to get a win at home against the Red Wings. So we got a nice little board to sort of sprinkle around here, Huss. I like it.
Can Ottawa clinch tonight? I think they actually can. If they get to 92 points with a win, I don't think they can be caught by any of the teams at 79. Those teams can only get to... Yeah, I mean, Ottawa's got a 99% chance right now. The Blue Jackets...
The most...
I guess
yeah.
The Blue Jackets are the one team that... Well, I guess the Islanders too Islanders could get to 90. So yeah, I think even a point tonight, to be honest, does it for the Sens.
Well, I think Detroit can get to 91 because they've got 6 games left.
Yeah,
and they're at 79, so they could get to 91. But a win would take Ottawa to 92.
Yeah, and that would
be
get
it.
done.
So yeah, I think a win does wrap it up for them.
I should just pull up. Speaking of the Senators, are they going to have Brady Tkachuk in the lineup tonight? Does not look like it right now. Oh, they have him as day-to-day, so we'll be looking for an update on Brady Tkachuk.
Just a quick note on that Leafs-Panthers game, because obviously before we knew Barkov and Reinhart were going to be in the game tonight, the Leafs this morning when we were doing our Coolbet segment on the Nielsen show, the Leafs were minus 118 favorites, and now they're plus 140 dogs. So
interesting.
The injury news has moved that line significantly.
Yeah, that's but Barkov and Reinhart are pretty significant pieces that.
Yeah.
But you don't. There's not many players that'll move lines like that, to be honest, in the NHL. Like, Draisaitl, McDavid, obviously, a few others. But I mean, from minus 118 to plus 140.
Yeah,
that's
a big swing this morning. Yeah, it was minus 118 this morning because we were talking about that on the Nielsen show. So that's kind of interesting. Oh, all right, Huss, where do we start this parlay, buddy? What do you like here?
Well, what do you think about this game? Like this one we're talking about right now. I don't really trust Florida right now. I mean, especially with guys coming back. Now, maybe it's a little bit ballsier of a move to take the Leafs right now, considering those players that are returning, but they've actually looked quite good. And I think they'll relish the opportunity to, for all intents and purposes, clinch their spot at the top of the division. But they still do have Tampa right on their heels. Tampa's got 5 games left. They're at 96. The Leafs could hit 100 with a win tonight, and then would have that 4-point cushion and the advantage in the tiebreaker over Tampa moving forward. I mean, I don't know. Do you have a strong side either there? I was thinking Toronto earlier, but I'm kind of.
Well, I mean, Florida's lost 5 in a row. To me, this game is more meaningful. And I know Florida, I think Florida's fine where they are. And I know some people are like, oh, you got to stay ahead of. I don't think Florida cares about their matchups. Florida knows they're going to, if they're healthy, they're going to be confident that they can go through whoever, which might be the truth. For Toronto, you're trying to track down this top spot and stay ahead of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I could see a world where the gas pedal's all the way down for the Maple Leafs tonight, and it might not be all the way down for the Florida Panthers. So I mean, a plus 140 for a team that's been playing as well as the Leafs have been playing. It's a standalone play for sure, and it would really boost up a parlay rather significantly.
It would. So we can come back to that game if we want. What about this Detroit-Montreal game? This is last call for Detroit. I mean, you want to talk about a team that should be desperate. The Habs have won 5 in a row.
Well, the Habs have been the team that's playing desperately. Detroit wins over Florida and Carolina, which is big. Lost to St. Louis, beat Boston. Prior to that, Detroit's been a weird team. It seems like every time I go look at their past 10, it's like, oh, they lost 5 of 6. Oh, they lost 7 in a row. Oh, they won 6 in a row. They've been super duper streaky pretty much the entire season. I don't know if I bet against Montreal right now with the way that they've been playing, the momentum they've got going. They're at home where they've won 3 in a row. There's a good vibe there right now.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, you look at these last couple games that Detroit played. I mean, they beat the Panthers. They beat Carolina. They lost a tight 2-1 game to the Blues, and everyone's beating the Bruins. So I'm not sure whether we're going to give them any points for that. Well, we can couch that one. I think I don't mind the dog there.
You like Detroit in that one? Let's put it over here on the side for now. We can come back.
I kind of feel like Montreal's due for just a little bit of a reality check in one of these games. I mean, as far as I don't expect them to run the table all the way to the playoffs. Obviously, we're not touching Boston. The Chicago-Pittsburgh. I mean, Chicago just beat Pittsburgh in Chicago. I would expect the Penguins to win this game, but I don't know. They're not good enough to be laying minus 203, I think, against anybody right now.
What about the Ottawa number on the road here? Minus 116.
I like Ottawa.
They've won 3 in a row, shutouts in each of their last 2. And this is the second consecutive game against Columbus. They just beat Columbus 4-0. This is that situation where it's like the Lakers and OKC right now. The Sens are playing 2 straight games in Columbus against the Blue Jackets. So they just beat them. Oh, no, they beat them at home. But we've seen that so far. We've seen this. I don't understand it, but they beat them at home. This is a home and home. My mistake. But they beat them 4-0 2 days ago. So, I mean, at minus 118, I think that's a pretty good number. Columbus is good at home, but I don't know. I like Ottawa.
This is clinching time for the Sens tonight. I think they get it done.
Yeah.
I like them at minus 116. Carolina at Buffalo, and James Reimer's playing. I mean, I think you just have to ignore those games right now for a team like Buffalo. Although Reimer in the last couple of weeks has been really, really good. We're going to see one of these big dogs win. But now, what about the Avs? Avs and Golden Knights. I don't mind Colorado at home at minus 130. Like, I think when you look at Colorado, they're trying to get to where they need to be for the playoffs. Now, they just lost 5-4 to the Blues. They had a couple wins before that, against the Blue Jackets and the Blackhawks. But this is a game, and this is a huge test for Colorado on home ice going into the playoffs, knowing that they're going to be getting Dallas or Winnipeg. And you think about Vegas had that win. What was it, over Calgary? 3-2. And I guess they beat the Canucks too. But before that, they did not look good at all against the Winnipeg Jets last week. And then, of course, they beat the Oilers. They lost to the Oilers before that. And they had some wins. They had a nice little streak there, beating some pretty bad teams. But to me, I don't know, going into Ball Arena, I think it'd be tough for anybody to beat the Avalanche right now. And at minus 130, that's definitely a number that I can stomach when we're talking about even going up against LV.
Well, yeah, I like it a lot for. You laid it out nicely, but Colorado has had 2 days off, so they're playing on 2 days rest. This is the third game in 4 nights for Vegas. So, I'm not going to say scheduled loss for the Golden Knights here, but as far as spots go, this is a pretty good spot for Colorado. So yeah, I like the Avs. I would fully support that. What's that? Minus 130. So we like Ottawa. We like Colorado. Staying away from the Bruins game. We don't hate the Leafs tonight. Stars Canucks. You got a Stars Canucks play here?
Well, I think Dallas. I'm just assuming Dallas is going to win. Although, listen, they only got 1 point out of the weekend. But I think coming back home from that game in Minnesota, they know exactly what the situation is. They know that the Jets are coming in on Thursday night. I don't think they're going to look ahead. And to be honest, how much do the Canucks really have left? Like, if they were fully healthy, I'd still probably like Dallas at home in this game.
Yeah. Dallas minus 200 on a money line. Let's just say we just played it like that. Colorado, Ottawa, Dallas money lines plus 394 would boost it to probably like 450, which isn't bad.
Colorado, Ottawa, Dallas. Yeah, plus 394. Is there any other game?
Like, do you like Detroit that much? I think I'd rather take the 3 that we have with, plus 440 or whatever than throwing Detroit in there to get to the 440 number before a boost. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? I think you're right. I think we play these 3: Ottawa, Colorado, Dallas. And we do that for the partner parlay. Yeah. And then if you do want to get a little crazy, you just add Detroit to those 3 games and do a little sprinkle on a plus 962.
There you go. That's probably the best way to go about it.
Yes, indeed. And I'll put that little sprinkle on it right now, and then we'll get the other one in for the partner parlay.
Jake, if you're over in the chats, we've been texting. He's been in the group chat. We're talking about some Masters stuff. Let's flip over there for a second. We're good with hockey. Hey, anything else on hockey? No, I think we're good. I think we are covered.
Yeah, no, I think we're done. No change in the hard odds right now, despite the win last night for Winnipeg and Hellebuck. Dry's still minus 115. Helly's still plus 110. McKinnon 5-1. And as they say, I've been loving. Shout out to Ev Dog and the guys. They got us those to make the playoffs odds. It's just about all said and done. Habs minus 1250, Wild minus 2,000, Blues minus 5,000. I don't think we're going to have a lot of drama as far as who's going to be in the playoffs for this final week of the season, final week and a half. It's really just going to be who's playing who.
All right, couple of things on the Masters. I saw Coolbet just tweeted out the menu. Maybe we can have some fun with that. We get $12 to spend on the Masters menu. We can definitely get into that. So bring that up, Huss. But I had Pat Mayo on this morning. And
yes.
You got to, I don't know, you've had Mayo. Has anybody on your show when you've had Mayo on talked about how good his camera looked as a guest? Like, it's
incredible.
People were like, Pat Mayo looks like a golf AI guy. Like or like a robot set from another planet. Like, I was like, this is stunning quality on his camera. So I texted him after he signed off. I was like, what was the camera? He texted me, high end material. But man, he looked like a robot, like a Masters golf robot on the show this morning.
Listen, Pat is he is a real professional. When he moved to the East Coast from Toronto, the ability to build a studio and to do all that. I mean, I think it was a lot more cost effective doing it in Halifax as opposed to Toronto. But man, they invested in some world-class cameras. And yeah, I mean, listen, everything that he does is high end and looks really good. A perfect reminder to everyone, speaking of our guy, the PME, before you make your Masters bets, make sure you opt in for the Canadian Open contest. Now you can, go to his X for a direct link, but the shortcut is go to your account, click on bonuses, and just put in CAN Open, CANOPEN, before you make your Masters wagers. And then for every $10 you put in on the tourney, you'll get an entry into what's going to be an awesome weekend. Taking a couple days of the golf tournament, see the Blue Jays, Pat's live show with the Whack Pack that he's bringing out there to Toronto for the weekend. So it should be a lot of fun.
That will be a good time. I also loved he's loving Shane Lowry, who I've been on a lot this season. He laid out a really good case for him. Also, big Sepp Straka guy this weekend as well. We've been all over Sepp, so I'm very excited for tomorrow's show. Patty will be on. It'll be Masters from top to bottom. And as we were just texting with the boys today, there will be some sort of like Masters betting draft that we'll be doing on the show tomorrow as well.
We love the drafts, and it's a fun way we're going to get some categories, and we'll all put our best ones together. And we'll see who. Hopefully, we can all win these bets. But it's always fun, a little internal lock shop competition. I'm just focused and locked in on this menu here.
I know
from Augusta. What did it say?
So we get $12. $12. It's a series of sandwiches, breakfasts, beverages, and snacks. We get $12 to spend, Huss. How are you spending it?
All right. Well,
please just say
it's
2
9
beers.
a.m. It's 9 a.m. So yeah, I mean, you could just get 2 beers, but let's just assume that, it's early. We're not getting into that. Definitely spending $3 on the pork barbecue.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Do I want it now? The breakfast sandwich. I guess it depends on when we're there. But of the sandwiches / breakfast up until 10 a.m. No, I think I'm going pork barbecue. I'm definitely not getting egg salad. Hate that. Pimento cheese is famous, but I think I'm going to skip that. The Masters Club is $3. Chicken salad on honey wheat, I also really like. Classic chicken. Maybe I'll go classic chicken for $3. Pork barbecue for $3. We'll get a Diet Pepsi or a drink, so that's 2. I've got $4 left. I think we've got to go. What are Southern cheese straws?
I don't know what Southern cheese straws are. What are those? Let's look those up.
I would like to get a
cheese straws.
I'm going to get a bag of chips, barbecue. That leaves me with $2.50 left. Maybe mixed fruit. throw in some fresh mixed fruit for $2.50.
Southern cheese straws kind of look like French fries, but maybe just made of cheese. What is
cheese?
Have you seen
like
it?
Cheese strings?
Is it like a French? Yeah. Is it? What is this? I've never heard of these Southern cheese straws, but they look like they come in sort of like French fry shape. I mean, I know of like matzo sticks, but this is different. I think I might have to try the cheese straws, to be honest with you.
I'm going to borrow 50 cents from somebody and get the Georgia peach ice cream sandwich. You can tell that it's got the little Masters emblem beside it, so I think that's the specialty.
Yeah.
Crow's Nest. I guess that's their cocktail. And then the egg salad and pimento cheese sandwich. But where are you going with the sandwiches?
Well, I'm torn here because you did say it's 9 a.m., right? But I'm at the Masters. I kind of want to have a beer, but I'm trying to fit it in, and I don't think I can fit it in because I'm a huge breakfast sandwich guy. Like I just am. I would have to try the Masters breakfast sandwich. So that's $3. I definitely tried some of these Southern cheese straws. So that's $2. So that takes me to $5. I mean, I could just go with a beer and have $1 left over, which I could lend to you to get your ice cream. But yeah, I think if I go, so that's, what did I say? That's $5. So if I say, let's take down a root beer, that's $7. I want some of those barbecue chips. That takes me to $8.50, which means I got $3.50 left. And you know what? I could give you your 50 cents and I could get the pork barbecue sandwich as well. So I'm going like, this is a pretty good run. Breakfast sandwich, pork barbecue sandwich, root beer, chips, and Southern cheese straws for $12.
Yeah, and then I'll break off some of the Georgia Peach ice cream sandwich because you pieced me off the other. Yeah,
that's okay. That's good. So we're both getting a little bit of ice cream sandwich. It's good. Jake says over in the chat, the question is, how many of these items wouldn't Dusty eat? And it's interesting.
Great question, Jake.
I mean, the pecan caramel. I mean, I would not choose that ice cream, but I do like ice cream sandwiches, so that's fine. I like apple slices. I like peanuts. All the beverages. I'm not a white wine guy. I prefer red if I have to have wine. I'm not going to have the coffee. Got time for the chicken brisket breakfast. I mean, this is a pretty good menu for me.
It is.
Egg salad, no. What's pimento? What's pimento? What is that?
Pimento is a bean, I think.
Okay, so I'm out on that.
Like it's
pimento cheese sandwich.
I think it's kind of like a cheese whiz, maybe it's not a bean. Like
there's something in there, though, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
okay. So I'm going to pass on that. So pimento cheese and egg salad sandwiches, I'm out on. Savory tomato pie, not for $1 million. Masters Club, I take down. Chicken salad, honey wheat, no thanks. Ham and cheese on rye, and I think I could do the classic chicken. So I don't know. There's only like 4 or 5 things. I don't mind mixed fruit every once in a while, like when I'm on an airplane or something. So I think there's only like 4 or 5 things that I wouldn't touch in that menu. It's a good menu. It's a good menu for me.
It truly is. It truly is.
Hey, have we seen Masters dinner menu yet? Is that what was it? I didn't see that.
Scotty's dinner menu is incredible. I mean, it's similar to what he did last year. Let's see if I can remember this.
Yeah, I'm going to try to bring it. Oh, here we are. Scotty Scheffler's menu for this year's championship dinner.
He's adding in the Texas chili. There's a ribeye or redfish, I believe. And I think he's doing the cheeseburger sliders.
Yes.
And there's some sort of a ravioli, I think.
A meatball and Papa Chef's meatball and ravioli bites.
Yeah.
I got time for that. Cheeseburger sliders, great. Firecracker shrimp. I mean, I might have one. Texas style chili. I'm a very I like plain chilies, as you would probably like.
Well,
give me ground beef. Yeah, but I'm talking give me ground beef, sloppy Joe sauce, and some wieners cut up. That's my type of chili. So,
well, I mean, they'll have higher end meat in it than a bunch of wieners. But that's the thing with Texas chili; it's no beans.
Oh, so really?
So it's a lot closer to what you're talking about than the normal ones with the. I'm the same. I'm not a big kidney bean guy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't mind chili on pretty much anything, and I will eat it. But I think it's a much heartier kind of meat-based thing as opposed to a lot of the beans that you get in kind of more traditional chili.
So you get that chili, and then you go main course, wood-fired cowboy ribeye or the black and red fish, family-style macaroni and cheese mixed in there as well. And then the dessert, just a warm chocolate chip skillet cookie, which I would assume is
that sounds
a skillet
amazing.
with the cookie, right there, fresh out of they're just bringing cookies fresh out of the bloody oven in a skillet still and drop it in front of you? Come on.
I mean, that really put that thing over the top. I mean, nothing too exotic. I mean, the appies sound great. The main course is awesome. And then finishing it off with the warm skillet chocolate chip cookie. Come on. I'd like to get an invite to that. There's some people that are so into the Masters. They do their own champions dinner. They see what the menu is and then serve it up on the Tuesday night before. So we'll have some interesting pictures, I'm sure, tonight from Augusta National as Scotty Scheffler enjoys his second champions dinner.
The boys and I were texting with a few of the boys from the Wandering Cone Hockey League, because we always go down. We'll golf on Saturday in Lethbridge. We'll do the drafts. But one of the boys was like, what do you think about Friday night sort of champions dinner with everybody? I was like, not a bad idea. And I'll be the champ again. So, I mean, I don't know what I would do with the boys. Probably some sort of barbecue thing that we could put together. Okay, so how about this? So we got some breaking. Well, let's get to this breaking news. The Denver Nuggets are firing their general manager and their head coach, Michael Malone.
What?
I thought
this are left in the season.
I mean, not many, and they've lost. Jamal Murray's been hurt. I know that. I think they've lost 4 in a row, at least 3 in a row.
4 in a row.
But this seems a little bit strange, timings wise.
Who's taking over?
Lead assistant Dave Adelman will serve as the interim head coach for the Nuggets. This is interesting timing. I mean, yeah, they've had a bad week and a half, but this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If the name Adelman is familiar to you, and it was to me, so I Googled it, he is the son of former NBA head coach Rick Adelman. This is kind of interesting. I don't know. I wonder what's going on here. I
mean, and was it last week that Memphis fired their coach? I mean, 2 teams that are in the playoffs that just seemingly aren't going in the right direction decide to make a very bold move.
And this is not just a GM being I think it's time to make it. They're clean. They're firing out. They're cleaning house. GM's gone, and head coach is gone. So that's weird to me. I mean, they were 3rd in the conference a week ago. Huh. I don't understand that one. That's interesting. There's got to be more there. I mean, I don't think Michael Malone has lost that team.
Maybe Jokic doesn't like him anymore.
You know what? A guy like Jokic probably has that pull. Maybe Jokic is hey guys, this ain't working. Get rid of him.
Well, let me ask you the other way around. If Jokic was a huge Malone guy and was really loyal to him, would they do this?
There's no way that would happen.
0 chance.
No, there's no way. I mean, there's if Jokic didn't want this, I don't see how it would work. How about this? This season, the Nuggets, this Opta Stats account is a pretty good account. This season, the Nuggets are averaging 31 assists and 120.7 points per game. No team in NBA history has finished with such high marks in those 2 categories. So, like, they're having a really good offensive season, and they just blew out Malone. So, whatever. I mean, that's weird, but it caught my eye a little bit.
Right now, just in case you haven't been paying attention, the Nuggets are 4th in the West. They're a game and a half. Right, they're a game and a half behind the Lakers. They're half a game up on the Clippers, half a game up on the Warriors, half a game up on the T-Wolves, and half a game up on the Grizzlies.
Keep going. Yes, exactly. There are
4 teams with the exact same record. Memphis, Minnesota, Golden State, and the Clips.
Yeah. 5 teams with 32 losses. Like, because the Nugs have 32 losses. They just played one more game. That's why they're half a game up, and they won it. There's 5 teams with 32 losses right now from 4th to 8th in the West. Yeah, I know. Now, with that being said, I think whichever of those 2 teams that are in the play-in should make rather quick work of the Kings and the Mavs. But still, it's insane how close they are. And, like, because it's a bunch of the head-to-heads, the Lakers need to get 2 more wins in their final 4 games to lock up 3rd. And then we'll see if, I mean, what I would like to see is Nugs and Warriors in the first round. You could see a situation where it's Nugs, Warriors, and Lakers, Clippers in the first round, which would be pretty insane.
What's the worst matchup for LeBron and the Lakers?
I mean, Jokic is scary still. Like, Jokic, he's averaging a 30-point triple-double. Like, he's a freak. He's a freak. So I would, so the Nuggets would probably still scare me the most. The Warriors have been great with Jimmy Butler. But I mean, the Lakers will be favored in all of those series by at least a small margin. But the race has been great, and the first round of the playoffs in the West is going to be insane. I saw something interesting yesterday, actually, about OKC, because they're running away with it. But I don't know if I like this, if I retweeted it. Let me just see. I thought it was interesting because OKC, like this year, against like those other top 5 teams in the West, are like 16-14. Like they're barely above 500 against those teams that'll be gunning for them in the playoffs. So I think it could be really interesting.
Everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just destroying everybody else. So we'll see. Did you watch the Madness final last night?
I watched the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, that pretty much. I cannot believe that you don't get a shot off with 19 seconds. Like, how do you know? I mean,
that was such a cluster bleep. I mean, he goes up, he realizes he's going to get blocked, and I guess it was a bit of a heads-up move just to put the ball down, but the rest of his teammates were so stunned they couldn't react quickly enough, and it was a bit of a dud. I loved it. I had Florida. I bet Florida. Yep. Shout out to the 30% profit boost as well.
Hey, shout out to LJ Cryer, too, for over 2.5 threes last night.
Yeah. If you got him in during the lock shop at plus 106 before that line moved to minus 130, good on you. Hey, speaking of bonuses, over at Coolbet, a quick reminder to everybody. Make sure, obviously, you're going to want to opt in on the Canadian Open trip before you make your Masters bets. But Jake was just mentioning this is the last UFC event to win the trip for 2 to Montreal for UFC 315. So, again, go into the promos. You're going to want to click on that Best on Bets and opt in, much like the Masters contest, so you're eligible. And then you'll get a raffle for every $25 bet or every $25 that you spend on UFC. The bonus code is BOBMTL. But again, you can find that in the promotion. So before you do anything on UFC, make sure you've entered in on that. That'll be a really cool trip. Like Montreal, great fight city, great history with the UFC. Obviously, was Georges St. Pierre. And while Joe Rogan will not be there because he's afraid of Canada, the card will be good, and the Bell Center will be packed. So good luck to everybody. I'm sure Big Maple's got a few in that raffle after another UFC event. But lock that in, opt in, and make sure to take advantage of the $25 free bet for UFC as well. You want to take a quick look at some of these masters? I mean, we've just got a couple minutes. I'm just doing a quick look and seeing about any line movement here on the old tournament. I see your boy Russell Henley's gone from 55 to 50 to 45. Min Woo got him yesterday at 50. He's at 45 right now. You know what number Dusty is just staring me? And I think like everyone is sleeping on? Xander Schauffele. This guy's won 2 of the last 3 majors. He's 24-1 now.
Yeah, he has won 2 of the last 3, hasn't he?
Yes.
What's his year been like? Like, what's
Well, he was hurt at the start, remember? Like, he got a much later start than everybody. I don't know. The more I look at that number, I think that's going to be a little tough to avoid. And then again, the big drop on Shane Lowry. I mean, who was, I think, 45 or so on the weekend, opened at 40 yesterday, and then I think the biggest drop we've seen of any player via odds has been Lowry, who's gone down to 32-1. Bobby Mack, I know Pat's high on Bobby Mack.
He mentioned him this morning too. What's that number at right now?
He's at 50. He's at 50-1. And Willie Z's actually gone up to 55. Cam Smith's gone up to 55. Sepp Straka is sitting at 60-1. Akshay 65. Sergio's down to 65. I know Pat on his research show made a pretty good argument that Sergio should be live here.
He brought that up today. Like I asked him, I said, "Where are you at on live guys?" He goes, "I think my favorite's Sergio." With the way that I was just like, "Wow, I have not been following live enough."
Well, Rom, I mean, listen, Rom, although he hasn't won, has been pretty competitive all year long. He's down to 15-1. I'm not on Morikawa, so maybe you should all bet him. Obviously, Bryson's at 17. And then Neiman's another guy that I think people like from live that's at 30-1. I won't be getting on him for this tourney. But, we're going to do the Masters draft tomorrow and obviously lock in our favorite outrights for the tourney. But right now at Coolbet, everything is up. You've got the make the cut. You've got top 5s, top 20s, top 30s, top 40s. And then the ones that I love, top rest of the world, top debutante, top North American. You got the top lefty. Bobby Mack is the low odds on that one at plus 240. Phil, 4-1. But top former winner, Latin Americans. You've got all the groups. You've got tournament head-to-head options. Corey Connors is the favorite to be top Canadian. And here are the odds for the live golfers. Rahm is plus 320. Bryson's plus 375. Neiman's 6-1. Brooks is plus 650. And then Cam Smith and Hatton at 9-1. Sergio 12-1 for top live golfer. If you do like Sergio, that might be. And Phil 14-1. So I'll probably be staring at this for 2 hours tonight, just getting ready for tomorrow. So many options. And again, I've opted in. You should too. Before you make your bets, make sure you get in that for the Canadian Open package. They'll be giving away 2 really good contests going on right now between the UFC and the Canadian Open. Opt in for both of them over at Coolbet.
Quickly, WST, buddy, what's coming up today?
Well, listen, a lot of happy people after last night's game. Sean Reynolds is going to jump on with us. Murat Atesh. We'll wrap what the Jets did to St. Louis last night. Take a look at their big week coming up, and already starting to talk about that game against the Dallas Stars on Thursday night. So we'll have all that. Kevin Westgarth, too, former NHLer, now VP with the National Hockey League, is going to come on, fill us in on the Frozen Four coming up this weekend, as well as the changing landscape of development hockey, if you will, Canadian Junior, what's happening in the NCAAs and all that. So that should be fun too. But mostly Jets talk coming up. Oh, and for Winnipeggers, pay attention to the show today later on at the end when we're going through our lines and everything for Coolbet, because we are launching the playoffs in the peg contest, where you might be able to throw on the whites and take in playoff action courtesy of your boys at WST and Coolbet. So launching that today. Keep your eyes out on our social channels and, of course, Coolbets as well. That is where you'll be entering, and good luck to everyone. We'd love to send you to a game.
Hassa, you have a good show, buddy. We got two guys and a goalie coming up here in about 3 minutes on Edmonton Sports Talk as well. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. Thank you very much for joining us on Lock Shop today. Best of luck tonight, and we will talk to you tomorrow for our Masters preview.
Later, everybody.